Hello, it's me. So, on this lovely Monday morning, on this beautiful, beautiful island called Great Britain, you find me perusing the internet. Yeah, it doesn't make for great reading. Shall we? War expanding in the Middle East. Kash Patel's Epstein video shocks whoever it's meant to shock. House hearing, yes. 12 agents fired 4 days before who knows what. Big breaking on lockdown. Trump issues emergency, but I bet he didn't. And last but not least, he's just getting started. An article which goes on at some length about how Elon Musk wants to control the world. Outside of this channel, I have other interests, and one of those interests is UFOs. I do love a good mystery, a great story, and UFOs, if nothing else, represents a great story. And there's this meme, a cartoon, and it's been around quite a while, and it shows an alien spacecraft in front of which are two aliens, and they're looking up at something. And what they're looking up at is Jesus Christ crucified on the cross. And one alien says to the other alien,
You know what we need to do? We need to get the
out of here.
That's what we need to do.
And people still say, why don't these aliens, these other entities, make contact? Is it any wonder? Talking of aliens, immigration. It's been a thorny subject here in the UK for quite some time now. And I've been looking on now with some dismay at the various individuals who've been maligned by this subject and others that have been introduced by the liberal left. Gender politics, for instance, being one of them. The immigration issue, of course, that we're talking about. Failings in policing, cautions and imprisonment over online posts, and so on and so forth. But something I find of interest are the various individuals who've been maligned by these various processes. They've had to go to court, their lives almost destroyed. Rupert Lowe, Graham Linehan are just two of the names that spring to mind immediately. Now, both of these men on the face of it are principled individuals whose only crime is to not agree with the status quo, the message that's being thrown out there by the government. Another individual who was laid low by the liberal left and its various shady machinations was Jeremy Corbyn. I've talked about him on this channel on a few occasions, and so my views are clear-ish, mostly. And as I'm fond of saying on this channel, there are patterns being formed, connections waiting to be made. And one of these connections does involve people like Graham Linehan, Rupert Lowe, Jeremy Corbyn, etc. Even Ant Middleton, for instance, who, politically speaking, don't represent a group of gentlemen who are close political allies. But what do they all have in common? I think they're all principled men. They believe sincerely in the things that they talk about. And the other thing they all share is their current identity, as we see it publicly at least, is a direct result of what the liberal left tried to do to them. And I've been pondering recently about what kind of dream team could be formed in order to raise Britain out of the current political mire that it currently finds itself in. And frankly, Rupert Lowe, Jeremy Corbyn, Ant Middleton, and a host of others would do well to band together in order to carry out this rather grand plan. The fact that they're not all politically aligned actually is a strength. The problem with modern day politics now is you make yourself a hole, you fill the hole full of people who agree with you, and then you jump in the centre, and nobody tells you you're wrong. And we need good, honest, sincere political infighting in whatever party ends up getting power. What makes me so sure about this? Well, I don't agree with any of those gentlemen on everything that they say. But they all have a thread running through each of their narratives which remains the same, and that is to make Britain whole again. But the work the liberal left has done has been total. A complete put-up job, in fact. It's done it well. And the British public now are having a very difficult time telling their political arse from their political elbow. And nobody knows who quite to believe. Take, for instance, the subject of immigration. Rupert Lowe has been shouting very loudly on this subject, and there are some things that I agree with. Not a lot, but some things. Jeremy Corbyn also. And there are some things I agree with Jeremy Corbyn on. But somehow, somewhere, in the midst of it all, they're worlds apart. Rupert Lowe's message is basically get rid of everyone who has come into the country illegally, because amongst those people are dangerous elements. Jeremy Corbyn's message is let's just welcome everybody in, give them an opportunity to apply when they get here, and those who apply and pass the test get to stay, and those who don't get sent back. At least that's how I understand it. And we'll all get along famously. Everything will be fine. How can Jeremy Corbyn be so blind as to not see these headlines, not notice these figures that are coming out, that there are certain immigrants coming over, illegal immigrants I have to say, who are dangerous? And if Jeremy Corbyn isn't talking about this particular aspect of immigration, the illegal aspect of immigration, then he is not speaking to a really large part of the British voting public. That's why Rupert Lowe's Restore Party is doing so well. Somehow Jeremy Corbyn has to find his way closer to Rupert Lowe, and Rupert Lowe somehow has to find his way closer to Jeremy Corbyn. And in the meeting have conversations, sincere, honest, open conversations as to how to make Britain healthy and whole again. This message of cultural inclusion and pan-religious tolerance here in the UK that Jeremy Corbyn talks passionately about is a worthy goal, but immigration has been weaponised. And unless Jeremy Corbyn de-weaponises the subject of immigration for a message which includes those people's fears about illegals coming in and harming naturalised citizens, then I fear Corbyn's Your Party will end up going round in political circles. As long as political individuals like Ant Middleton, Rupert Lowe and Jeremy Corbyn can't find the will to swim in the same political waters in order to find a solution to what ails the UK, then we will all be the poorer for it. There is a dream team waiting to be formed, but the political landscape here in the UK has driven these individuals who might do us more good than bad too far apart to even see each other, let alone talk to each other. Oh, I know it'll never happen, but that doesn't mean we can't dream. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share. It really would help the channel. And until next time, do look after yourselves.